This has been amazing just to be behind the scenes and see how we have put this together.
Don't you think we're going to have like a surreal moment here?
My background is in broadcast journalism.
So I'm used to sitting down, getting those stories told. And not only am I excited for what's happening on the track, but also what's happening off the track.
I just don't feel like our sport has had that opportunity.
Hey, what's up and welcome to Reaction Time. I'm Kayla Zadel. From New England to Michigan to Virginia, it was a packed weekend of drag racing across 3 major stages. On this episode of Reaction Time, we're breaking down all the action from the NHRA New England Nationals, the return of Shakedown, War in the Woods, and the latest Speed Promotions racing event at Virginia Motorsports Park. But before we get into all of that, let's hear from our friends at Drag Race Bracket Bonanza.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Well, the 12th annual New England Nationals at New England Dragway kicked off the upcoming summer stretch of NHRA races, and in top fuel, Brittany Force powered her way to a milestone win.
Both cars are locked down. Header flames are up and down the drag strip. 369.4 at 340.39 miles an hour. Off the top rope comes Brittany Force for the win.
And as her team makes it up to the top, and on Friday, Brittany, you told us that a win was close, and after the semis, you told us that you wanted to get this win at the site of your father's victory last season. He just watched you win your 18th career Top Fuel Wally. Why are these wins different for you now?
This is just a big one. His last win, the last time I stood in the winner's circle with him was here at this racetrack. So coming into this racetrack, I want to win here for him. So this win right here is dedicated to him. Everything he's done over the last year, it's been really tough, and we're so proud of him, and I'm just happy to have him out here with me. I need him out here with me. He's my biggest support system, and I want to say congratulations to this team right here behind me. This Monster Energy team, HendrickCars.com, Chevy, Cornwall Tools, Peak, and GRP. Thank you for standing by us. I knew we'd get back to this winner circle. I'm so proud of all these guys. David Grubnick, John Collins. We got back to the winner circle here in Epping. Woo!
And now in Funny Car, JR Todd and his DHL team bounced back after an explosion during the final round of qualifying on Saturday. Let's take a look at his Funny Car final.
They both have the pedal. J.R. Todd's going to pick up his first win since Gainesville of 2024. And the Dickie Venables era of the DHL Supra team has officially begun, and it has started with authority. 388.8.
And as promised, that Lobster Lounger is going to go home with the winner of Funny Car here at New England Drag Race, and that man happens to be J.R. Todd. And J.R., you told me earlier that drag racing will test your patience. It's been 448 days since you've held one of those. How much perseverance is reflected in that trophy for you and your team?
You want to talk about patience? I pretty much ran out on the starting line. I flinched probably 3 or 4 times and did everything but red light. The tree comes on, I'm like, oh shit, I'm late, and I never saw him. Good job, buddy. Thank you too. Next thing you know, I'm over by the wall, and like, I ain't lifting until the wind light comes on, and sure enough, it came on. But this is for Eddie. We had the celebration last night in Scott's honor. There's a handful of us in the lounge last night telling some stories that can't be repeated. And this one's for him. And I got to thank Connie for giving me the chance to drive his car. And my guys, they're the best in here in the business. I say that all the time, but I truly believe that I have the best crew out here. They dig deep and work their ass off, and they deserve this.
And now in Pro Stock at KB Titans, Greg Anderson found himself in the winner's circle again. And here's how he did it.
Eric Anders' car rattles the tires, and Greg Anderson motors virtually unopposed on the right side of the drag strip. 646.9 212 miles per hour as Greg Anderson just lowers the boom on this place. That was an incredible run to close it out.
And yet another Wally for KB Racing here this season. It'll be the third time that Greg Anderson has a Wally in his hand this year. And Greg, we saw this weekend that Elite Motorsports is coming back for you guys. How long can you hold them off?
Well, I don't know, and obviously I said this month off that we've had here, that's going to give them a heck of a chance to recover, and they did. I'm proud of them. They did a hell of a job. They closed the gap for sure, but we still got the W. Long season to go, but obviously they're back in the game, so proud of the work they've done. That's what this class is all about. Nobody quits. Nobody gives up, but thank the Lord for my race team. We just got better every run, and thank you, Paul. I love racing here in New Hampshire. Hendrick Cars, thank you, Rick, buddy. Thank you. Got her done. Summit, we got another victory. See you in a couple weeks. Yes!
And now also this weekend at the NHRA New England Nationals, Funny Cars' Jack Beckman suffered a scary on-track incident. We're glad to report he's okay, but here's what happened.
Pedal fast. Oh, hang on. Jack Beckman's into the wall hard. Spencer Hyde's going to the finals, and all of our eyes turned to Jack Beckman, who came across the track after it rattled the tires and slams the left side wall. The roof hatch is already open on that Peak Chevrolet as Tim Fabrizi is starting to walk that direction, and Jack Beckman climbs out the top and stands up like Superman.
What an icon.
To wave to the crowd.
Down here with Jack Beckman. Jack, obviously that was a scary moment for everybody. What was going on inside that car?
Well, I'm looking at the wall. I could see exactly what was going on outside of it. It started to shake. I pedaled, and it was one of those deals where when these things shake violent enough, your vision kind of shuts down for a second. And as soon as I pedaled, it just hooked left. And you're a passenger at that point. I've seen a lot of those, and I always wondered, clearly, I'd like a redo on that, and I wouldn't have pedaled that way. But sometimes these things just do some really unpredictable stuff out there, and that was one of them. And it's a shame. That was a great race car, and that's a lot of extra work for us, especially with our first back-to-backs of the year. But we will unload our spare, which was last year's race car, so we'll be ready to go for Bristol. It's as a driver, this is the last thing that you want to do, and we had a car that could win the race. Struggled a little bit today, and that one, it kind of reared its head again and just lost traction. So we'll go to work.
Glad you're okay.
And we'll be back, Bruno. I'm not going to ask you for a kiss right now either. Thanks, brother.
Well, again, we are glad he's okay. So congrats to all the winners at New England Dragway this weekend. And then coming up after the break, we're sharing highlights from the AJPE Shakedown 22 at M-Town.
Welcome to the 1600, Burromax's newest model. This bike can reach up to 32 miles per hour. Let's get a rundown of all the features. This bike has a lithium-ion battery, can hold up to a 6'4", 350-pound rider. Super bright LED lighting, also has 4 different modes to adjust the speed. Get yourself one of our other models and ride with your friends. You won't regret it.
Well, the legendary Shakedown event was revived this weekend at US 131 Motorsports Park. The Radial Outlaw Racing Series and the Midwest Drag Racing Series collided to bring you the AJPE Shakedown 22 at M-Town. So let's take a look at some of those highlights. In RVW, it was Chris Daniel and Ned Dumpy in the final round, and you'll see here that Chris Daniel picked up the win with a 3:53. And now we will go to Pro Mod. It was Jeff Rudolph and the Ghetto Sleigh against Robert Costa, who was the Cinderella story of the weekend and got into the field as an alternate. But it was Jeff Rudolph, the sheriff, who secured the win with a 3:59 with a 6. And then Craig Sullivan in the Pro Mod Slammers lined up against Jackie Sloan Jr., but it was Craig Sullivan who crossed the finish line first with a 3:57. And now Australia's Grantley Schloss furthered his points lead in Pro 275 at the Shakedown. He and Lyle Barnett squared off in the finals, but you'll see Lyle Barnett's chute popped out prematurely, unfortunately, and so Grantley Schloss did get to the finish line first and scored the win with a 3:67. And in LDR, Jamie Hancock and Jamie Stanton were in the finals, so 2 Jamies, but it was Hancock who won with a 382. And taking a look at X275, DJ McCain and Ron Rhodes were in the finals, and it's DJ McCain who won on a hole shot, and he clocked a 410 with a 7. So congrats to all of the winners at Shakedown this past weekend. We will have more highlights on the Drag Illustrated Facebook page, so check those out there. And now, Speed Promotions Racing took over Virginia Motorsports Park with a weekend full of side-by-side action and breakout performances. And it was Murder Nova who sealed the deal in Outlaw 32, going back-to-back at Virginia Motorsports Park, and he picked up a cool $40,000. And then Paige Coughlin scored the $10,000 when she raced to a win in Beat the Champions, so congratulations to her. And finally, tucked deep in the Indiana backwoods, War in the Woods once again lived up to its name. And it was Ryan Mitchell in the Firebird who won small tire at War in the Woods. So congrats to him, and congrats to all of our winners this weekend wherever you were racing. Thanks for tuning in this week, and as always, stay tuned to Drag Illustrated socials and dragillustrated.com for the latest. I'm Kayla Zadel, and this is Reaction Time.